I don't want to be using any CHSG technologies. All I want is that dollar is working. Sanuary welcome, sir. So you introduce yourself. I want them to be working for us, and them to be earning like $600 a month. I used to work on cybersecurity for us, and we started seeing a client in New York. They want to pay $7,000 a month, right? And you have that $7,000, you pay you like 4,000 or 3,000. So not the right. So the reason why cybersecurity is so in demand is very simple. There are a lot more threats out there. Okay, all right, my slide is up. There are a lot more threats out there. And I'll start with the number one threats. So, Mr. Anybody, you can introduce yourself. Everybody has introduced. This is Solomon. He's the graphic designer. I'm going to study mechatronics in university. Mr. Oluwole is a businessman. He's actually registered in our cybersecurity class currently right now. But I don't think he has learned much because of various reasons. He decided to make a name. And Mrs. Daniela Olivade is one of our digital marketers about to enter our system, but she's a good friend also. That's not a good friend of mine. He's also a staff for us, he's a staff manager, fantastic graphic designer. He's one of our product designer, and he's a photographer also. Right. So you can introduce yourself. I'm going to be in the so agricultural business. So I spoke with somebody else like, yeah, agricultural. And the reason why I like to introduce each other, we'll get to this slide. I know we have 1 hour here. The reason why I like to introduce each other because your next customer might be here. You might like we all CHSG, but he runs his photography business. He runs profile. He gets one of our fantastic creative designers also. He has his own. What's your business?
Sam Graphics.
Sam Graphics. Yeah. I try and make CHSG be more like a breeding ground for talents. Yeah, over time, like all our developers in Lagos, everywhere, they start their own thing, and everybody's still somehow in CHS for years. We were talking on the group today about an app that we're about to launch in December. It's called Distro Logistics app. Because we found out that my wife has a supermarket and we need a logistics business outside logistics. Yeah. We've always had that in the pipeline. And then I just looked at the group and I saw all the guys that have been since 2019. Like one of them actually interviewed Grace. Grace is one of our youngest developers, just turned 21. Grace joined us in year 1 at Landmark University. He's graduating with us. The person that interviewed him is still with us, Roy. And most of them are exceptional. Roy is first class chemical engineering. Mr. Richie, our CTO in London, first class from Copenhagen University before going to the UK. I mean, I'm not first class. I want that next. I'm the dumbest person. I'm very sure in this room, I'm the dumbest person. But I'm to surround myself with smart people. You know why? If you're the smartest person in the room, you can't go far. These slides, for example, I just sent that have the outline. I don't even know how it is. But does it make me look good? So let's get started. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me just talk about it. So, are we on Zoom?
Yeah.
All right, so for the Zoom audience, welcome. For the YouTube audience, welcome. My name is Oluwaseun Adekanmi, and I'm the founder and CEO. Okay, whatever. I am the humble founder and CEO of CHSG Technologies. CHSG stands for Crystal Hills Software Group. We were founded 2011, February 24th, 2011, the city of Lawrenceville, Georgia, in the United States. We're duly registered in the US with the Secretary of State. And we pay our taxes, so we're law abiding. Yes, I'm a US citizen. I was born in the US, but I am Nigerian at heart, and that's why I'm home for this training. So for the online audience that will be watching on
into graphics and into printing. Right? So I'm into the business consultants. My name is Oluwale. Business.
The name is Zoe Badida. I'm a trader.
All right, and then behind the camera is Samson Badger. The couple who did the slides, I keep saying that. It looks so good. The creative designer, also the founder of Profile, Mr. Rotor on the photography. So for you, when you're watching this, we're going to make this quick. I think I have about 45 minutes. It could be less than that. And yeah, I'll leave some room for questions. You can email me, academy@chsgtech.com. So tracking bad actors in Nigeria, we all know the story. Yes, they kidnapped children, and those bandits are using phones. And we have people like me, we have like you that know it used to be about tech. You understand? And you're wondering what is going on. We should be able to track. The trick was the NIN that they used to collect the same data. So, tracking bad actors in Nigeria. So it's systematic security, open source intelligence, and civic empowerment. All right, so next slide. All right, so the Masterclass core curriculums, you have the threat landscape, that's the tactical recon tools, and then the institutional frameworks, the civic tech and empowerment, track, the briefing. So I'll just go through it one by one. The slides for the online audience, we're still going to edit the video on Zoom, so the slides we will see clearly, and also to be emailed to everybody that was registered, the entire slide. So there's no worry about taking notes. So the threat landscape. So first of all, let's say we want to analyze the digitalization of kinetic threats. That's the first thing. And we want to say kidnapping, coordination, vectors, and structural network profiles across the region. So we have 6 geopolitical regions in Nigeria. That's what we should start from. And I'm a data guy. Yeah, I'm a tech guy, but I'm a data guy. So the first thing I'm looking at is where the kidnapping happening the most. Can anybody guess where the kidnapping happening the most? Not. Exactly. Exactly. Yes, so that gives you already kidnapping vectors. So you know, people are like, you're an hacker, get this one. Why can't we get the map from the federal government? Like X-rays, everything. The late president of Nigeria said something. Sonia Abacha. Yes. He said, terrorism lasts more than few periods. I can say that in front of two people. I say that in front of that. I don't fear anybody. I'm just saying the truth, and they know it. So let's do that. Tactical recon tools. So deployment methodologies for open source intelligence. That's OS, link analysis engines, reverse lookup databases, and cellular registry. Now, let me give this caveat. I've been doing tech since 2004. Then I was a freshman at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. I got their full scholarship. I'm very smart. So don't expect to understand all this big English today. 2004 to 2026 is 22 years of tech experience. But I just want to expose us and also the online audience. You can see, okay, this is what these tech guys do, and this is what they can do if the government works with us. We have the Open Tech community. I'm a proud member. Our president, Mr. Nikunijiro Sibi, to get. He's a father figure to me. He has been to my wife's shop. He has invited me on radio on Splash FM. We can work with government to help them find this people. But the question is, are they willing to work with us? That's the only thing. So, institutional frameworks, we have the construction, structural, safety lapses, response latencies, telecommunication, we know the NCs and all that, policy enforcement, deficits and database fragmentation, limitations. Then the civic tech, which is own passion. Yeah, I did a lot of trainings for cybersecurity after NSAS at the Civic Tech Center at Fusu Montgomery Yaba. I'm very passionate about civic tech. It's transforming regional youths into skilled technical operations. So Solomon, for example, is a young man that goes to my church. You get is Ahant is my HOD in church. You get yes, I've been able to form a relationship with him, and if he's going through a hard time, he can free enough to call me. And I have teenagers like that, plenty of youth like that. So that's where this whole regional youth into skill technical operations. If you take Solomon right now at 19, 18, and you turn him into a skilled, not just to get properly skilled, he can wipe off poverty in his family. And that is the backdrop to all this vices turning around. Because even the bank system said is poverty with someone little. It's poverty. It is poverty. So threat intelligence analysis and open source defensive project. I want to run, I don't have much time. And of course, I will have track, structural pathways, logistical schedules, pricing tiers, and lab structures. We have spaces like this at our office at Kilo Halls. That's number 10 Quarry Road at Belova. That's where we meet. The reason why we're not meeting there today is because I'm a wise CEO. We run diesel there. Yeah, so I'd rather pay maybe like 100,000 naira to be here for the day, or 150,000 naira to be here for half day or whatever. The parent is here. Now run diesel to power all the equipment there. If I run small AC there, it won't carry. You guys won't feel this comfort because I don't have to worry about all the logistics. I just come in here, do my class, and go. You understand? We've used the bunkers since 2012 all over Nigeria. They have in Abuja. We've done trainings everywhere like with the bunker. They made it a great resource. And that's an attraction of the bunker there. So Masterclass, where am I? So the last is the preprint. So, and then I just mentioned that our Abeokuta track bootcamp is very flexible. You go to CHSG Academy.us, you log in, you get once we make payments, you have access to all the videos, classes. But it's not the videos that actually make CHSG Academy different. What makes it CHSG? I don't want to be an advanced guy, but let me just put in advertisement of 1 minute is somebody to hold your hand. After you watch the videos, after you watch, you get SOC analysis and everything. When you're about to take a CH exam or whatever exam you're about to take, what is like the next thing to do? You know, people have certifications and can't get a job. That's the worst thing about Nigeria. I don't want to mention names yet. I have a lot of friends that they go to the UK and they're like, they have this and that. They're like, so how did you get a job? Yeah, I don't have any certification, but one thing I have is I can open a laptop and I can solve a problem. I can open a laptop and I can solve a problem. I actually did the second degree in civil engineering at the University of Lagos when I came back to Nigeria. And a few days ago, on Monday, my uncle contacted me that, hey, there's a building in Abeokuta that's about to collapse. So I used to your structural mind. I said, don't worry, I'll go and do inspection. I went there, did inspection. And then Monday to Tuesday, I sent a report out to all of them, UK. They're like, how did you like do this report? Like, how did you get this information? I'm like, there's AI now. Like, this thing is not hard, man. Like, no, this is not AI. This is beyond AI. This is too detailed. Yes, I have knowledge. You understand? Now, why am I saying that is if you can solve people's problem, they'll pay you premium. They'll pay you. And I like to be, yes, they'll say, jack of all trades, master of none. I did that with a photographer. I'm a tech guy. I used to say this civil engineering as a secondary. My first degree was electrical engineering and computer science. If they finish, yes, they'll say jack of all trades, master of none. But after that, you see that jack of all trades, that's the cash out. Because it's multiple streams of income. So if you look at say beauty now, for example, where's my slide? Just to cover. In this training cycle right now, we have front-end engineering, we have back-end engineering. I can build front-end, I can build back-end. How did I start doing about cybersecurity? When I started building apps for people and financial apps and the volume of, I built a website for one woman that was selling gold. I can never forget that. I became Gold Empire. One of our is like 5,000 USD. Talk about one website to be 5,000 USD. Okay, man, where do I want to write? I had to. You must learn as a backend engineer. You must learn. I'm still waiting for my slide though. So that is because there's a front end class, there's a back end class. It's about 3 months. Out of 3 months, there's an internship with us for also 3 months, and then after that, we try and place you with a job. We don't emphasize a lot certification in CHSG. I know it's weird. We emphasize more skills. You get Mr. Solomon, for example, right now, he's doing graphic design. As of 2 years ago, he wasn't doing any graphic design. But if he does a flyer for you right now, you'll be like, is this a good man? I've seen his work. But 2 years ago. So if you look at it now, they say you want to hire graphic design in Nigerian bureaus, they'll probably write 2-1 fine arts. He doesn't have that. But this guy can design. So markets like Upwork, markets like Fiverr has democratized everything. He does not need to go and get a finance degree. He just needs to put his portfolio out there on Dribble. He's going to put their or put his portfolio out there on Behance, and people will rush. Now, here's where he gets Twitter. He puts his profile out there. He gets so much job that he can't handle it alone. He now begins to train people. I can't train right now. The reason why I started training, the honest writing, because the work was too much. It was too much. And I'm like, okay, let us train some people. And the beauty about it is that the moment we started training people, I don't know how it is. If you teach somebody something, you understand it more. You started getting like, I'm talking about like proprietary research stuff. I can't even talk about it. And we still got one like recently, like the client, I was like, are you sure it's us? Like, what else? The federal government power started in the US. You understand? But the honest truth is about the US system and foreign system is there is no man. But if you are good, you understand, and you are really, really good, the opportunity will come to you, especially if you're a minority-owned business like I am. And that's the opportunity I want to leverage back home here. Because I'll be honest with you, before I left Nigeria, I had an opportunity to be working remotely from Ibarra House here, back here. And I was earning about $600 from my cousin, Saturday Ibi. He's a CTO in Atlanta. I was working on a project called Loyal Bank. It's live right now. And we basically was able to earn about $600 just doing product manager for him. I didn't do much. I wake up, tell the developers, okay, do this, I tell the designers, do this, I tell the backend engineer, do this, I tell the DevOps guy, do this. And just think about it, 2022, $700 was coming to me, legit money. My neighbors thought I was in their own. But when I moved out of my house to my house to where I am right now, the yelling of my neighbor was Yahoo boy. Because when my wife goes to market, you know, this is not small money in Nigeria per week. Per week. And I was not doing much. All I had to do was just go there. And those are the opportunities that a lot of people, everybody making money in America is like your own money. People are making home. Like, so I'm saying is the low end. I was not working 40 hours for him. I was working like 20 hours a week. I see how other gigs I was doing. But from that experience, it showed me that one, the $0 they are collecting is small money to them over there. Because that job, if they want to hire an American, they probably pay like $4,000. But you collecting $0 in Nigeria, you are happy because of the low you get. What I'm looking for here. You understand? The exchange rate bit. I bought food for 2.5 yesterday. Here. Fufu, meat. I bought meat, fish, 2.5. It's not up to $2. That same meal, I want to buy it in New York, I'll spend $30. So, as you are in Nigeria, what you should be thinking about is how do I own skills like cybersecurity? How do you like prove proficiency to the white man? The white man does not need certificate. The white man just needs to know to say, I can't do it. Flip your laptop, let me do it. You understand? That's what they're after. Just flip the laptop and they will do it. And they really give you a chance. The white man will give you a chance. 3 months. They will show you 3 months. In that 3 months, if you are smart, if you have been preparing, see, for example, now you want to go into digital marketing, you understand, or you want to go into operational management, you want to go into building the logistics app, you start to think of, okay, how do I, if you want to buy drinks in Abeokuta, right? How do I ship to them? Like they have a party. And that's a big problem. And I'll tell you why it's a big problem. When I came into Nigeria earlier this month, I bought a lot of things, laptops, I bought phones, iPhone 15, chips to Abuja. One of the things I bought was my friend came to do his burial of his grandpa. They are colleagues at work. So I'm on. What do you want? I said, I want the Casamigo. So duty free at New York before I left, I bought a Casamigo for my guy. I bought a perfume for my wife. Film Casamigo. That's all I carried to the plane. And my bottles, I made sure it did not break. Casamigo bought two that did not break in the plane. I got to Nigeria. I gave the dispatch right now. I'm telling you, this guy waited at the party. Because what happened was, I went to the party, I forgot the Casamigo at home, at command. The party was at the kitchen. I'm like, I brought this drink. I should have just left it at home. We have in drive. It's just 4,000 naira. Go and bring the stuff. We waited at the party, Thank God we had other drinks. I don't drink, but it was like, this is my friend. I want to bring Casamigo for him. Apparently, I didn't know that Casamigo is a better drink in Nigeria that people would like. They even said it's almost like 500k plus. Just $64 for me. I'm trying to tell you problems and solutions. So I said to my cousin, Facey, where is the Casamigo? But I say, they don't they carry food, though. They even carry dispatch, they carry food. And I'm like, what did they put NIN in drive? Are they not scared that they will bar them, they will report them to the authority? When I thought about it, I'm like, how's my used to carry? I'll spend 50k. And I bought the drinks for them. I'm like, free. But today, I think my cousin has not free. My cousin has, because the proper Nigerian boy, my cousin has not going to call it that as a He ended up confessing 3 days after that. I don't know the explain his account number. Apparently, yeah, so imagine somebody orders drinks from Dami. There are even drinks that are more expensive than Casamigo. It has a problem right there. It proves to a wise man that I was able to build a network in Africa to deliver like goods securely to everybody. And how do you solve this dispatch rider stuff? Let's brainstorm. How do we, like, a dispatch rider, you call it, it's a reputable organization. It's not like Moloka now. In drive, how do you think you can solve that somebody's stealing? I want you to be interactive. Okay. You want to move a drink, an expensive drink from point A to point B. It's part of cybersecurity.
Yeah, basically, I think it should be more on the side of the company. So basically, maybe they have premium services, maybe they have online services. Where your subscription to them determines how they would care for with the kind of delivery they will. Let me do this way. And with the kind of dispatch, the way they will dispatch the thoughts to you. That's for maybe ordinary. So the level of security should be kind of different from the perspective of the company. Okay, fine. This is for example, you have to deliver this thing to this person. So you have to spend your money, you have to 5,000. So they will increase the level of security for that. So something like that, we can propose it to them. You can try this. So to make things more secure, like to increase the level of security, like for example, we see the way banks online. So they have this kind of different levels.
That's good.
That's a good one. They have different levels of levels. Because there are private people, all these and that in the government. So something like that will work better. And then on the back of these fast riders themselves, I think the bodies of the company, if I'm dealing with companies or the companies, the kind of people you employ, are you getting it?
It's great.
The screening, the level of how would I call it, the training too. The training and the level of assurance you have giving that person job. For example, every 2 years, some companies they do some kind of appraisal. Regardless of the number of times you spend with them, they still tell you to go and bring another referee. They tell you to go and put another number. They will kind of putting pressure on the employee that if you do any nonsense, you always get you. So that's also thing.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I like how this is going on. We're going to continue with that. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So, section 1, the threat landscape, is constructing the modern digitalization of cyber. There's a lot of English, physical threats, harm, insurgency, and local communication networks. So about 3,000, applications. Yeah, that's correct actually. I got that data from SBL Intelligence. 3,000 is a lot of people. There are just 11 people on the football field. 3,000 is it. Let's not just see that as a number. And then estimated economic extraction about 2.2 billion, related capital forced from communities, illicit actors, their cash drops, and unmonitored peer financial points. Also 6% cellular coordination density. So hostile operations using public cellular networks to execute tactical traction, asset staging, and negotiation logistics. There's logistics there again. 12 high volatile jurisdictions, core geographical zones, demonstrating sustained asymmetric operations and heightened technical communication footprints. All right, next slide. These slides are really good. I should learn how to do this. What did you use to do this slide? Sorry. Photoshop. It's really good. So asymmetric frameworks, we have the social propaganda, exploration of video distribution. So when they send you the video, it is actually not just a video. It is to make you angry. It's to make you feel desperate, like you lose hope. When you see a teacher, it's like when you see a teacher, it's like your emotions rise up. And if you're a Christian like me, they kick you into the point of you're not going to forgive them. And once you don't forgive them, what happens? Even your own faith cannot work. It's a vicious cycle. So they know what I do with video distribution algorithms, say tactical strength, coordinate regional recruitment drives, and project psychological dominance over regulations. Because that is so we have to analyze California. I'm going to rush. Yes, I want to just the slides. We have slides. It's basically systematic procurement of pre-activated, fraudulently registered SIM identities to bypass central communication verification checkpoints with tactical negotiations. Then you have encrypted staging, that is utilization of layered identity protection frameworks alongside highly centralized storage channels to preserve tactical coordination security from trafficking groups. We have value transfer shift, that's migrating extraction protocol from standard physical banking entities towards pseudo-anonymous ledger tracking points to obscure resource consolidation loops. And we also have operational security lapses. That's capitalizing on internal registry vulnerabilities with state clearinghouses to glean, this is the key, logistical coordinates of sensitive tracking spots. The last few years, we had the issue of the trade, right? Yes. When that doctor died, we showed on Twitter saying, I'm about that we were making fun of her that she was trying to clout. The logistical coordinates is we can spend 12 weeks on it, our whole 12 weeks. It's not enough to pay for this space. We've been able to subsidize it so much because I believe if I empower Mr. Oluwole can train hundreds of people. So, for example, one of the things we're trying to do is working with NYSC. in every state. And instead of you teaching people how to bake soap, soap is not what we need in Nigeria. That's science. It should be skills like cybersecurity, front-end engineering, digital marketing, content creation, graphic design. And that's one thing like I already told my team. This is going to be the first of the master classes for the second half of the year. In July, we're going to have a graphic design class. We're going to be having Mr. Peter to take that, and it's going to be going in depth here also for Photoshop. It's going to be free. The reason why is it's not that we don't like to make money like other people and say, you charge premium, I know my worth. I told you somebody tries to pay $200 per hour for photography. My tech money, they didn't want to hear how much they pay me per hour. I don't want to, you don't want to come and charge me. But it's good money. But the reason why they are paying me good money is not because they like me. It's a problem I'm solving for them. If you solve a big problem for a small amount of people, like the United States Postal Service, customer border protection, that problem cannot be solved by a lot of people. They will pay you premium. Or you solve a small problem and create delivery. What is what to tell you? Today is what? Wednesday. By Friday, Wednesday drinks. So I'm just thinking, drinks to Abeokuta. Do you understand? How do I know that everybody in Abeokuta, when you want to do a party, is Mrs. Damilola's drinks to Abeokuta that we go to? And the Alaki of a brand also, you know that if Damilola brings a brand, drinks to Abeokuta, it's not going to be fake drink. That's the problem we have in Nigeria. And Damilola also has to tighten our security to make sure that the drinks are more share or swap. That was too big. And from that alone, she can become a billionaire. So me, I'm not like Damilola come and do digital marketing for the CHSG, help us sell solar panels. No, that's not what I'm saying now. I'm more like, I'm reading a book right now called The Psychology of Money. The difference between the poor and the rich is just how we think. You're into agro business right now. Just like thinking, okay, how do I use tech to make agricultural better? This Angela is attends my church and she's a special advisor to the government right now on agriculture. She's a good friend of mine, and she was like, people realize how powerful tech is in agriculture. I'm like, how? She's like, do you realize that there's somebody right now using tech to do irrigation? I said, explain. He said, the drone goes up and sprays water. And in my head, I'm like, how did I ever think of this one? Now, this transportation issue, most of the time, why would there is kidnapping on roads? There are a lot of things that can be avoided. Right now, I have a guy. It's popular on Instagram. He has launched a company. Just as we registered in Nigeria was. He has registered a company right there in Nigeria where they're using drones to deliver all over North region. So the journey is that maybe you need to take people to go. See how I kidnap drone. When they shoot down drone now. Yes, tomorrow now I'm sending the charger to Abuja. It's going to go by the bus at Chapel. I mean, as Yanamatra is the cross country. But let's think, let's start thinking Nigeria. Okay, how can we get that charger to Abuja without the road? Without exposing ourselves to all. You know, I keep saying I work in the United States Postal Service. And when I was there, I just kept thinking of my conversation I had with our community members and how our current minister, Moses Jani from this state, kept engaging us, the stakeholders, that NIPOST is key to Nigerians' commerce. Yes, Mr. also has this, what would I call it? People that don't like him. I have an issue with Mr. Moses. Honorable Minister, if you hear, sir. But one thing I like about it is honest. The CMTT program will tell you that Yes, we are not yet there. We've not abused the people to the level that they need to get to, or at least they have been exposed. For example, now, Solomon did not have a laptop as of 2 years ago. Now he has a laptop. A lot of people that went to the TMC program do not have a laptop, now they have a tab. Do you know that just having a laptop in a home is enough to be a genius? So as much as we are complaining about Mr. Bosu is not doing enough and our minister is not doing enough, I always feel that like if we citizens can always engage them through organizations like the tech community and all that, through workspaces like this, there's so many workspaces like this all over that. We need to start overemphasizing collaboration and competition. Now I met Mr. Dewale here at the book just yesterday. He helped me with my NIN. Now the NIN we are talking about is a problem for a lot of people. I cannot get money out of my Nigerian account right now because my NIN is suspended. But I can't go to the US and tell you my social security is suspended. They'll never be suspended. So why is the NIN suspended? And there is a wonderful bandit like NIN is not suspended. I cannot move money out of my providence and Masterclass. Mine is really. These are the gaps. So let's rush. Hey God, what's the time right now? I was like, no, I was time. Can you give me 20 more minutes? I know I said 20 more minutes. So I stopped at operational security labs and I said capitalizing on internal registering vulnerabilities within the state clearinghouses to glean logistical coordinates of sensitive track reports, and then geographical profiling, mining unstructured spatial metadata from mapping services to monitor infrastructure choke points. That's what I was talking about. Can the government give us this data? If we watch films now, we see when people are moving, the infrared. Why can't the government give us all this? On one way. Yeah. They don't say they don't know it. And evaluate target sentiment parameter. Next slide, please. All right. So step number 2, tactical record tools. I'll run. So there's a technical architectures for open. Let's remember this. There's nothing wrong. Open source investigation. Yes, digital link assessment and communications infrastructure diagnostics. Now, you might not be a cybersecurity expert listening to this, but I want you to be able to at least know what we do, what is operable out there. You might have a kid. They don't know that it's a track. Everybody just says computer science. This was a lot of talk of architecture. See, in environmental sciences, there is architecture, there is building services, there is estate management, there is urban and regional planning, there's quantity surveying. Inside that environmental, it's the same thing with that. So everything is not just cool. This just GRC in cybersecurity, you can make $7,000 easy per month. I'm calling these numbers out not to popo you. I have friends in Nigeria here in my church making $7,000 per month. They married my friend. When they married my friend, I was so happy. I was like, well, my friend is nobody is happy. You understand? So it's not like say you have to go to the US. And the reason why is I keep saying this. I know Igbo man, the white man does not care about your certification. Can you solve this problem? And most of these materials they're on YouTube. So the time you use for TikTok, the time you use for Netflix. I've not watched one Netflix for 2 seconds since I go to Nigeria. Somebody messaged me in midnight yesterday. It was like, Mr. Shin, will you be sleeping? I was preparing for the slides. I was preparing. Because you don't know who is going to listen to you. We are 8 or 10 here in this room. That's the maximum capacity. But you don't know who is going to listen to you. You don't know who is going to listen 10 years from now. So if you're not prepared, you're not like, that is his mouth. I went to bed around 8 a.m. Preparing for this. So it's paining me I don't pull out everything I prepared for that and display. But it's not about me, my prowess. I want you to be able to listen as a 5-year-old and understand what I'm saying. So the open source IMT is engineering application metrics. We have the core platform implementations. We have the multi-goal enterprise framework. Come to our cybersecurity class, we'll go more in depth. I'm just giving you like the teaser. So deployed for complex link, graphic compilation, relationship analysis, and identity, data point integration. We have the Harvester engine that automates passive footprints, extraction. It's going to come out in the exam. So just this part. Extraction across global registries to map compromised domains, expose structures, and account clusters. And one thing we emphasize more, apart from just theoretical exams, is if you look at our syllabus, the 12th week and 11th week dedicated to your project, you actually like you build something for an existing product in the market. So one of the products we have in the market is an Air Force app. We built that. If you go to the Play Store right now, Google Play Store, and you search for AFCS, Air Force Comprehensive School, we built an alumni website for them. We can now say, okay, how do we make sure that everybody that comes on that app is an alumni? Mr. Solomon build us a framework to authenticate everybody. Because anybody can come on the Google Play Store and download as an alumni. And that alumni network is very sensitive because those alumni, they become generals. Because people, bad actors might want to enter. You understand? That's the framework we built. And I'll say, okay, help us to advance this framework. Even with our framework, we still have issues with bad actors trying to infiltrate it. Or we can say they are raising funds. You understand? And we're using payers that, okay, help us to secure the payment link more. That might be a project. When you do a project of a live product, and the reason why we do this is because when you get to the interview with your woman, the thing is going to ask you is not your certification. What have you done? With confidence, if you work on the Air Force app, well, another project we're building at CHSG is Science Transport Logistics. You go to transportlogistics.com, basically an app for truckers. If you think about it, we have Uber, we have Bolt, but nobody's really doing trucking that much in Nigeria. We're trucking with a different such that, for example, now, if you send stuff to Kaduna, that truck comes back empty to Lagos. So what we're trying to do is basically, we're trying to do a system in which if I send a truck all the way to Kaduna, when it's coming back to Lagos, you download the Siam app, and you're able to see, okay, I'm a driver, I have a merchant, a consumer. The consumer just wants his goods. Yes. But most trucking companies, they have what we call marketers, that they are able to like, okay, find a way to get their goods to the destination. When the truck, what's in Jaffrey, but that's not by our, there are goods that are sent back. So there should be a transporter that opens up and says, I'm available for this amount of crates, this amount of crates. For Jaffrey one. But what's in that part I was saying, and that's what we're solving. And there's also a national single window by the customs that's really changed everything, digitized everything with the customs clearance and everything. And we are lucky enough by privilege to have entry into their API to be able to digitize everything. So if you send, say, cars now from the US or whatever, everything is digitized. You don't have to have scammers, shippers. You get, we finished building it actually. You get, in fact, it's on iOS testing and Google Play testing. So that might be something you do a project on. Just give me 21 minutes. I have like maybe 15 more minutes. So this is very important. The Harvester engine. And we have the Shodan intelligence pipeline, monitors unsecured network architecture, routing configurations, and compromised endpoints embedded with local sectors. Pretty self-explanatory. We have the advanced reverse lookup utilize customized database queries to uncover identity breadcrumbs attached to subject communication registrations. And for the operational security model, we have phase A, which is the parameter isolation. That's documenting identity signatures, very important. Device registration pools, unverified data hooks. And then we have phase B, which is the passive recognize, which is compiling the information without triggering active alert sequences across the target data. We have the phase C, which is the correlation logic, building explicit network. explicit networks of association linking technical analysis back to physical threats. And then the phase C is the dossier handoff, packaging structured operational briefs for verification and law enforcement escalation. All right, next slide, please. It's like I'm going to do to everybody, so you don't need to worry about that. So then the cellular footprints and mobile forensic tracking. Basically, the cocoa is all external telecom marketers must be verified alongside official logs to build defensible evidentiary documents for legal evaluation. A lot of times we have facts, we have claims, we don't have facts. You get, for example, you have an issue and you go to Tabak and they help you wipe your phone. Once they wipe your phone, you understand? Can MTS still give the law enforcement data? You understand? We need laws for these things. In the US, if you wipe your phone, you wipe your phone. Will still give. You still give the everywhere. Don't give everywhere everything. And that's how we catch a lot of our people. A lot of our people, you understand, they go lose guard from the Yahoo boy to the fraudster to they use the phone, they wipe it. But what you have to understand is that the moment you get back into the US, say you take a visa back to the US, all that data that I think you wiped, they can retrieve it. You understand? The telecoms in Nigeria are not able to retrieve it. So a lot of the Yahoo boys that worked 12 years ago, they become clean. But they said this is the same device. And the G boys are listening, you understand what I'm saying? So I'll leave it at that. So international mobile equipment identity, that's the IMEI tracking, that's what I was saying about. The permanent silicon identifier tied directly to the physical hardware. You wipe. IMEI is still there now. Changing C units failed to match the device signature, enabling investigators to track historical identifiers on cell tower grids. So you have the cell tower triangulation, and all these things are available to us in Nigeria. So why can't we catch the bandits? Of course. Utilization-based transceiver station, that's the BTS, logs to read signal attenuation parameters, intersecting values across multiple regional powers, establish an actionable radius for tactical enforcement. Another thing that can easily track them, those guys are on TikTok. We know when they go live on TikTok. Then we have the IP subnet log correlation, correlating transient IP addresses leaked from mobile network operators back to active messaging application sessions, stripping away pseudo names, through provider time stamping. And then we have the unstructured metadata exploitation. That's the isolating embedded file structure parameters within distributed materials to recover device-specific technical profiles, system parameters, and camera configuration. So, for example, now, one thing that you see a lot of tech people do, they cover their webcam, right? Because I, as a very good Soji guy, if you try me, I can log into your camera and see you naked and then tell you that, bro, give me 7 million naira. Oh, I'm going to please count your noodles. All right, so next slide. So there's a reason why tech pros do that. So we have the social media intelligence processing. My guy here is just basically saying that we have the holistic product tracking with like cross-referencing network metadata to narrow operational footprints down to functional target areas. So you have target mapping across centralized networks. Basically, it's basically saying you have advisory elements frequently capture self-recorded media inside volatile sectors. These files hold structural artifacts that pinpoint environmental coordinates when decoded. So you have the alias cross, like I said, I've been doing this for 22 years. It's just like me giving you an overview. Yes, you've been able to have the conversation and be like, you know what alias cross referencing is? Maybe you're at the bar. Right? Alias cross reference. And they quickly put out their phone. They check on ChatGPT and they say, why you understand? And you know the funny thing about it is, if you get a job today, they tell you that I need to cybersecurity for GT Bank. I beg you in the name of God, don't say you cannot do it. I beg you that if you meet a GT Bank, don't say you cannot do it. Because in your network, that's why your association has high value. If, for example, right now I get a contract today to deliver drinks, I cannot say I can't deliver drinks. If I don't know it, I want drinks. Hello, sir. Give me 1 minute. What is your budget? I don't have a budget. Party drinks budget. She has always have drinks. Then 7 million naira. Okay, Oga. Can you do 20 million naira? Then me and greedy. I like taking money more than the person do the business. And the guy like, what's the budget now? And these are specialized drinks, so I'll speak better English before you go on. Like, no, these are the premium drinks get high, get servers are going to be looking good, and then the way they're going to packaging like it. And then they're like, no, we can't pay 20 million. Our budget is just 5 million. And I go back to what 3 million naira to their budget. After those everything, I still look like 800K. I'm telling you, this thing I just do right now. So I do my first thing. I explain. I went to a school. I said they wanted to deliver their e-library for them. The school in Ikeja. And I said, it was years ago. When did I first meet them? So I said, okay, how far? I said e-library. They said, yeah, they wanted to build the ICT room for them. Back then, when dollar was still like, maybe like $1 to $100 was 6,000 naira. Yeah, 2013. So I said, I looked at it, I checked. I just go back from the US then now. So I could make math. I told them, I said, so we're going to ship all these laptops from the US, And they said, okay, give us the budget. I went to go and meet Shell in computer bridge stretcher. And I checked it. Oh, young fan. La PM, we 15. We are still, we have got them like 1 meter, So I built them 3 million. Said, okay, person that brought the contract. I remember actually what was it? Then the person that brought the contract for us, I said, okay, how much do you want? So I should give him 150K. That's 150K for you. I supplied all the systems to them. I supplied electronic board. I put the electronic board in computer village. But because my company is registered in the US, then I shipped it. See, you're a businessman. See, we are policy guys. Yes, then I went. I didn't have a car. I went to an Uber from Ikeja to their school in Ikeja. I'm telling you, the last one I still delivered for them, they are still using it to 99 library. The electronic board I delivered for them, they still using it to 2K. From that job, I've gotten hundreds of jobs for school management software. Because the woman is an old woman. And she was like, for who got me most of 3 million naira plus. Where I remember the exact amount. They paid, I charged them 3,050,000 naira. Then, for some stupid reason, she said that she has to remove 150,000 naira for tax. I was very angry. So she paid me 2.9 million. Because I made like first million there coming back after school. All from, I'm supposed to be the man. So I didn't do anything. I just crossed my leg like this. Oh yeah, that is not Windows, you see. Okay, good. When I got the electronic board, got the person to come and help me install the projector. And I think do that business too. You know, my staff don't even know how I make money. They think it's tech. It's not tech. Like, I do oil and gas. I do fashion. My first company I ever registered was a fashion company. Doctor Fashion. Because what you have to realize is that you have about 7 sectors that make the world go around. You have one, you have the religious organizations, churches. Find a way to solve the problems in them. They are offering pastors. Find a way to secure their gifting. The counting in Canaan land, you get. It takes hours. Find a way to solve that problem. They go to education school. Find a way to distance the learning LIN that they are doing. This LIN that schools are doing. Every school now teachers to have a school. Just say, okay, after they have a school finish, I'm able to help you. Yes, just find one English. Go to CHSG. Give me go to market strategy as an educational consultant in Africa. Drill down to Abeokuta. We are showing the vulnerabilities of schools. Schools right now, they're all scared. They need CCTV. You cannot supply CCTV to all the schools in Abeokuta and you are rich. Because you're not solving a small problem for few people. You are solving a very big problem. I mean, big problem for few people, a small problem. So it's kind of like, you know what? Every student, I want them to have a tracker in their school bag. A cheap tracker on their school bag. A cheap tracker in their. Is it? Their footwear. Because they keep track on any of those guys right now. And what I believe so much is that, see, in Nigeria, we pray a lot. In New York, we don't pray a lot. We work a lot. Let's start shift from praying a lot to working a lot more on research. Because these problems can be solved. Every child in the US probably has a phone with them in school. About the school, like on my iPhone, these tools are already there. I know the location of my wife. I know my family members. My child has a tab. I know their location. You understand? It might be that the schools if you put CCTV there, there's no power. Okay, just be like, I am going to partner with one microfinance bank, and then the microfinance bank is going to be one that's going to pay the money for all the schools to have inverters. And the microfinance bank will pay me, and the schools will pay the microfinance bank over in the week. There's a microfinance bank across here, this building here, Masterclass. But you have to be able to just be open-minded. Now, just as so let me run. I also mentioned this temporal signature modeling, mapping the specific time logs of user updates in case local transmission footprints to isolate active operating windows. Next slide. How many slides do I have left? After this, how many slides? Just look for it. Is that? About 10. All right, so I'll run. You guys give me 20 more minutes. I think I have just 5 more minutes. So for the online audience, I think we're going to have a Masterclass 2.0. Unfortunately, I don't want the class to be too long. I've been out for 2 hours. I don't want the class to be too long because people have short attention span. Yes. So I'll stop at session 3 for today. The slides will be given to everybody, and then we will have a Masterclass when I'm back in New York. You guys will do it virtually. People can come here because I think next month we're ready to say them. We have a footage of Masterclass with that, and then next month we're having a photography session with Mr. Real Touch. So let's talk here. So governance and state infrastructure, deconstructing institutional deficits, regulatory loophole, exploitations, and the operational architecture of public accountability systems. Go ahead. So we have digital accountability architecture gap analysis, we have regulatory objectives, and then we have operational implementation realities. Hi, next slide. I want to get to the ending. Then we have the civic technology countermeasures, we have the distributed incident mapping, we have the independent data gathering, we have the digitalized communications, and we have anonymized risk channels. This one is basically we're providing secure cryptographic reporting setups that allow whistleblowers and the field contacts to share critical tracking indicators without compromising their identities. Very important. Go ahead. Next slide. So before you have the civic empowerment and the pathways, you have transforming regional talent. In the Masterclass part 2, we won't go in depth into this for the audience out there. I know there are all the guys that have that started with cybersecurity and you just want to learn hacking. Yes, we hack. Yes, we do penetration tests, but that's not the goal. It's money in your pocket. There are a lot of hackers that are broke. What problem are you solving? So You have transforming regional talent. I think I've gone through this. Operators, where so professional defensive specializations, you have the OS scientific investigator, analyzing public information patterns, you have the digital forensics, that's extracting, preserving, and evaluating storage images. You have the threat analyst that's tracking malicious network behaviors. You have defensive architects that's designing secure network pathways, setting, and then you have the civic tech developer, very, very passionate about this, that's building open incident maps. So, for example, the elections is coming about. You can just build a system where, like, basically for every single area, I think 34 local governments, there is a high reporter that can come on your website, open their phone, and report that in this local government, this is what is going on. Our voice is louder than theirs. Don't let them scare you. Yeah, there are political structures and everything, and I'll end with this. There are political structures that have been able to like empower the uneducated and the ability to weaponize them and everything. But trust me, if we the educated people decide to be interested, my pastor talked about this at Cultural Center and shared the slide with all my staff. If we decide we need political saviors in Nigeria, it's not just about election. They know who is going to be 2031 governor. They know. Among their inner circle. By privilege, I don't want to go there. By privilege, I don't want to go. But I'll say this. The next governor of Ogun State, Mr. Yai, has been able to work with us at CHSG a little bit. And everybody just open your phone. Go to openwork.com. So it's not just making mouths. Open openwork.com here. I think we'll end with that. Everybody open it. I hope it's there. Yeah. So go to openworks.com, openworks.
It's still great. It's still
Okay, so it's probably down. Okay, so the reason why it's down is two reasons. One is because we are moving the servers, but openwork.com is pretty much, remember I told you about nigeriawork.com. Open nigeriawork.com. I'll show you guys something. .com. So you see Nigeria Premier Job Marketplace. We're now going to build Ogun State Premier Job Marketplace. Okay. For plumbers, scroll down. Our CEO is Esther Joshua, who's also doubles as the head of operation at CHSG. The people are here, saw this. They saw Nigeria work. And they're like, no. Build it for Ogun State. And we built it. We are moving servers, that's why it shows like down. Basically, you search for a job, thousands of jobs. You connect and you get paid. Scroll down. So you have access to thousands of jobs. Like I said, Alaga needs a server. Manuel needs a chef. And you can do that. You can't even have your 9 to 5. We just need an urgent also like a side gig. You can be a banker, and if someone needs a person to a student, someone needs to come out local, and you go there, but the person that is coming is verified. It's not like that dispatch rider that will carry. Can we go and go? Scroll down. Hire qualified workers demand. So what we do at Nigeria Work is basically, if for example, you open your phone right now and they say they need a warehouse worker. Give me a warehouse worker. Like a warehouse company that work with them. Warehouse, let's put that warehouse. Just like hey, no, it's a warehouse, like maybe like they move goods and all that. Huh? Yeah, exactly. Or any warehouse in America. Exactly. Or in Tongo. Now, what happens? I hold my phone like this, and I'm a manufacturing manager at the company. I want access to prevented skill workers. Now think of it of those people who say that's the kind of work he's doing. I'm also reducing my hiring cost and time. I just want people to see who wants to work, availability. It's not about skill, it is stuff that you can learn. You can come today, I can teach you, move this box from here to here. And I'm not tied to you. You pay me and I go. If I'm available again the next day, I come and I make my money. Scale your workforce up or down. Work is not going again. Am I learning you? Transparent pricing. So I say, for this work, come and do a marketer for me today. It's 5K per day. Show up, show back. And me as a user, I will see. Me, I'm the work, I'm the clean. You as a user, okay, what's that? 40K per day is okay. Now collect it. And all Nigerian work does is just match. So we've prevented through different means. We've been able to use AI to even do interviews for people. So when you come and get on work or Nigeria work. And then the next question is now like, what about the remaining 35 states? They should come to Nigeria work. Sorry, I'm an Ogun State boy. Ogun State first. Yeah, scroll down. Scroll down. So I have here joined the future of work in Nigeria. And yeah, my privilege, Yayi has been able to get. The only thing Mr. Yayi said, our honorable said this, and I'll say it, how will we benefit my Iwa people? And I used to get, and I gave him the normal spiel, and Mr. Yayi, Ilaro is positioned, we have Dangote Refinery, we have Ilaro Polytechnic. We at CHSG, we are building our first hostel in Ilaro Poly, opposite Ilaro Poly. The reason why we are building that is because it solves 3 problems for tech people in Nigeria: power, internet, and food. I'm telling you, they will build and build for you. We're not trying to use them, no. But we're building it's like 6 units there, and we'll be able to like partner with Federal Polytechnic that their students can be able to come there, the solar and everything. They just come from school, they come there, they access to CHSG academic lectures. They can learn Nigerian reason they want, they can sleep, they can wake up, they can go for classes, and it's all sponsored by organizations in the US that believe that there's talent in Africa. Yet there's the manpower in Nigeria is incredible. The amount of 18 to 35-year-olds in Nigeria is amazing. So if you as a businessman can just think of, okay, people need to drink, people need agro products, and we're already there. Out of those, how much was our population now? 200 million.
No, about 200 million.
You know, you just give egg to just 10 million out of them. Egg. Awesome. It creates 6,000 naira now. So any questions before I go? Any questions? Kind of put it up. We go back to my slides. So maybe like let just like I prepared words, so that I use Google. There's no. I go back to my slide. I'll flip to the next slide. So I'll show you what I'm going to in slow down. No. Or back up. I want to show CHSG. Okay, let's talk about that CHSG. So the CHSG operational layouts, logistic structure. We have training facility coordinates, the bunker, yes, we have a program relation circle, 10 consecutive weeks.
Okay.
He's already registered for that. Saturdays only. We have a standard contract window, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We have a curriculum standards fully aligned with the CH framework models, that's the certified ethical hacker models, and we have lab sections, practical. That's why you see the closed it like this. Yeah, everybody will open up. Show work kids. Show work kids, graduate. I have somebody right now that is begging me to give him a certification. I said, you know, certification, why not? US Embassy already recognizes us. I know. And God who made me. So, Isha came to me. He went through our program, training program, he graduated. I'm telling you, we wrote a recommendation letter for him. He got a full ride scholarship to university in America. And I'm like, I just CHSG last marathon by. I'm not joking, though. He got a full ride scholarship. And all he wrote was, he said it was top 3 at the CHSG academic course. I'm like, you are top 3. You never will know I'm top 3. And there are people in the class, now you are top 3. But he could defend it. He was data analytics. He could defend it. Yeah, one of our facilitators was Mrs. Belani, I don't know. She grilled them. Excel, BI. So that is one thing I know from all our facilitators from front end, from back end. Most of them, they are not teachers. Yes. Mr. Ibechi don't know what's for Bank of America, and he still has CTO. He will not teach you theory. If you go to chsgtech.com/CV today, you see his lecture on artificial intelligence last year. Mr. John Alagbemi is a certified data analytics working in the industry. Mr. Peyosi, the financial guru in Nigeria. All our facilitators, even to Ms. Esther Joshua, head of operation that teaches network security, she works at Diamond Hospital, one of the biggest hospitals in Lekki. But it's like I also feel that I have the gift of people somehow happy to work with me. And I think part of this is because I try not to use people as most Nigerian employers do. So even if you say you are leaving us, how can we support you? Our social media manager had biggest events in Enugu last month. Same session. In the month of the normal Nigerian employer will be angry. He works in the system, and we're going to hand over to. So when he had the biggest event, bring touches here. And then like, go share. Every of our staff were posting. They now did something after the event. Then I was to thank my boss, and everybody was like, you have a boss, you held this creator, can't look at creator voice. Like you have this huge event. Then I was to thank my boss. You have to learn to release people as a leader. If you release people as a leader at the time they're going to do this, they will come back to you. She's back as our social media manager now. She's coming to Abeokuta next week for our retreat. And she had how many people came to? How many people came for Goshen's event too? So you as a digital marketer, you can have a drinks party where you invite biscuits, Olamide, and the reason why is because all the tech companies are your sponsors. True. That's how I think. Or you have like a agricultural tech event where you like show the like foods like that are available at cheap price at maybe cultural center or our Kyoto halls because of milk leverage, MTN and everybody. I know that's small check. That's fine. It's not this thing. So investment here, we have early grade admission. That's the 350 limited to the first registrants. And then you have the standard general tier, which is 450,000. Yes, and then you have the group registration, elementary 300,000 naira. He registered for the 100,000 naira, and the reason why we broke down to 100,000 naira was 2 reasons. The economical situation in Nigeria is not funny. I had a military man at Yaba last week came to me as a bitch. Sorry, he was in his uniform, army. I felt like crying. He said, sorry, I don't bitch, I need to naira. Bruh, I gave him 20 naira, and I could not believe it because I can never see a military man in America beg for food. They are overtaking care of. So if the military man is going to protect us from the bandits, he's asking me for 20 naira.
Oh, negotiation to make money 500,000.
I think I asked them for anything else. So the portal link is chsgtech.com/academy. Of course, direct registration channels through the official site portal. What's the next slide? How to present this speech like prepared. Yes. So week 1 initiation, week 2 consolidation, quarter 2 you get deeply, join the CHSG technical course and start doing, and then year 01 deployment, complete formal security certifications, and deploy expert network security. And technical consultation and synthesis. So the floor is now open. Questions, ready at we get enough time over time. So get academy@chsgtech.com. Numbers, Nigerian numbers are there. My own number, the US number is, I put it out there, it was 92968 5409, Creative Shell, and CHSG8 on Twitter. So any other slides? Is that followed? All right, so I'm done. So I think for the online audience also, our admin channels in Nigeria will be in touch via email, via WhatsApp. And thank you everybody for coming, for hurrying us. I plan to have like takeaway food, but logistics didn't work, so I apologize. If logistics didn't work, my children had to donate today. I couldn't even. I didn't make the call. I didn't. So I apologize. But I managed to do it. Thank you very much, sir, for coming. All right, my email is share@chsg.com. You have jobs for us, and you want to learn more, so you have questions. And use AI. There's nothing that AI and the only time you need me is maybe AI. You pass your power. Thank you so much, everybody. And thanks for the guidance. Have a good night. And to those in New York, good afternoon. Thank you, everybody. Oh, the good picture. We take it outside. How do we take the picture? The graph outside. Stay tuned. Okay, for that. It's enjoying the picture. Yeah, I think finish it soon. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Never issue. Good. Okay, switch. Project. Guys, you smile. Look at serious. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. That means we are.